It is Friday, the 11th of October, and you are spending it the right way with Sport Rap and Ashwin Betty, making sure you get the latest dose of local and international sport. Let's not delay this any longer. Let's get into the hit list. All right, the two teams placed at the top of the Erongo First Division Netball League are tied with a 4-point difference, separating them from the third and fourth place teams, which are also tied on points. Sparta 1 and 11 Arrows second currently share the top spot with Blue Girls, who are third, and Blue Waters fourth in hot pursuit. Now 11 teams are competing in the league. The two pace setters will clash in what promises to be a mouth-watering fixture at the MTC Dome Netball Courts on 19 October 2024. This game will form part of the Namibia Sport Expo being hosted in Swakopmund from 17 October to 20 October. Before that, 11 Arrows will have to be in top shape and on target for their clash with Blue Girls this weekend in Kusepmund. A win would ensure that Arrows occupy the top spot, while Sparta 1 will have a game in hand. As things stand, both Sparta 1 and 11 Arrows collected 26 points from 13 wins and 1 defeat after 13 matches. Sparta 1 enjoys a superior goal difference of 416 after scoring 784 and conceding 348 goals. 11 Arrows scored 679 and conceded 326 goals for a goal difference of 250. Blue Girls are placed in third positions with 22 points, 11 wins and 2 defeats. This is from 13 games due to a superior goal difference over Blue Waters, which is placed fourth also with 22 points, 11 wins and 4 losses from 15 games. Other games scheduled for 19 October will see 11 Arrows taking on Sparta at 10 a.m. Sparta 2 playing against Blue Girls at 11:20. Dolphin White taking on 11 Arrows at 12:40 and Bluebirds tackling Dolphin Black at 2 p.m. Sparta 2 will take on Dolphin White at 3:20 p.m. and Blue Waters will play Blue Girls at 16:40. Now, hosts Namibia will face a tough schedule at the CAF African Schools Football Championships COSAFA Qualifier 2024 following the official draw held in Walvish Bay on Wednesday. All matches between the 8 competing nations will be played on 2 pitches at the Jan Wilken Stadium. 8 teams from around the Southern African region battle for a single place at the continental finals in both the boys and girls competitions. At Wednesday's draw, the teams were placed as follows, same for boys and girls. Top 2 teams in each pool advance to the semi-finals, and only the victor who lifts the trophy earns a place at the Continental Showpiece event. It will be the third staging of the Under-15 regional qualifiers after Lilongwe, Malawi in 2022 and Harare, Zimbabwe in 2023, both of which were won by South Africa in the boys and girls categories. There is a change to the girls competition this year, as it will be 11 aside as opposed to 8 aside previously, and played on a full-size pitch. In previous tournaments, they played half-size pitches. Now, the format moved away from individual schools in 2023, but South Africa prevailed in the boys' competition with a dramatic penalty shootout victory over Malawi in the decider, while the SA girls team beat Botswana 3-1. In this year's continental finals in Zanzibar in May, the winners of both the boys and girls competition each received $300,000 prize money to be utilized for development projects within schools. The runners-up received $200,000, while the bronze medalists took home $150,000. From the juniors to the seniors, let's see how the AFCON qualifiers worked out yesterday, Thursday, 10 October. This is how it looked. Group J, Namibia losing 0-1 to Zimbabwe. Group C, Botswana beating Cape Verde 1-0. And DR Congo getting the best of Tanzania in Group H with a 1-0 score. Group F, 0-0 for Sudan and Ghana. Algeria 5-1 against Togo. Burundi falling 4-1 to Burkina Faso. That is in Group L. Now, Namibia's Brave Warriors endured a disappointing 1-0 loss to Zimbabwe in their AFCON 2025 Group J qualifier behind closed doors at Orlando Stadium in Soweto yesterday, marking their 3rd consecutive defeat in the group and leaving them rooted at the bottom of the table with 0 points. Now, the result also represents their 4th loss in a row across all competitions. The defeat is particularly significant as it marks Namibia's first loss to Zimbabwe in 16 years, breaking a 7-match unbeaten streak that stretched back to 2008. The decisive goal came courtesy of former Kaizer Chiefs striker Pool Billiards, who converted a penalty after Brave Warriors defender Kennedy Amtenya was adjudged to have fouled Jordan Zamora inside the penalty area. Despite dominating possession with 57% and having 13 attempts at goal, 5 of which were on target, Namibia could not find the back of the net. Peter Shalulile came close in the 85th minute, but his header, assisted by Rian Hanamub's cross from O'Connor, sailed just wide of the post. Namibia's frustrations were compounded by 2 yellow cards, with Ngero Katwa booked for a foul in the 24th minute and Erastus Kulula receiving a yellow in the 86th minute for a reckless challenge. Here is head coach Colin Benjamin after the match.
How you saw 90 minutes?
Yeah, firstly, I congratulate Zimbabwe for the 3 points. It's football. Well done to them. But I'm of the opinion that my team was the better team. My team created the chances. My team, we played soccer on the second half on 1 goal. I counted something like 9 chances that we didn't have, or that we didn't put in or couldn't convert. Also in the first half, just before Zimbabwe got the penalty, we had something like 3 clear chances from those set pieces. And in the end, I'm sitting here with my team with 0 points, 0 goals. That hurts, especially knowing that you are the better team. But then again, you have to congratulate the opponent for having taken the 3 points. It's a hard pill in a sense that you're not scoring the goals, creating the chances, and you're getting basically giving a lesson on the international soccer that if you don't take your chances, somebody else will. And yeah, that's where we are right now. Congratulations to Zimbabwe.
Thank you, Coach. Just by identifying yourself, please, raising your hand and identifying yourself and the media house you're working for. You may ask the coach questions. Start with my brother here.
Okay, Zimbabwe. Okay, Coach, 3 defeats in a row. Where does this leave you in terms of the chances to qualify for that?
You know, we never spoke about the chances of AFCON. Like, we all had them, but with us, with the transition that we're undergoing now, it's for us to have good games, to have positive results, so that we can grow these young boys that we're actually also trying to integrate into the team. And the table doesn't lie, that we're starting there on the bottom of the log with 0 points. And for us now is to analyze this game, see what is it that we can do better, what are the mistakes that we do, try to minimize them, and prepare or work out a strategy how we're going to tackle the Warriors from Zimbabwe on Monday.
Thank you, my brother.
Spencer Pandey from ZTN. Fantastic run, but still not good results in West Africa against Cameroon. And then this happens here in South Africa. How do you, as a coach, then manage to face the players and tell them and map the way forward? Because look, I think you've done everything in the book to try and get things going your way, but it's not coming out.
Yeah, that's $1 million question. But I'm still of the opinion that as a coach, you're sitting there on the touchline and you see that you're creating the chances. So for me, the team is alive. Then it's alive, and it's probably just that one. Just getting over that is not happening. And what is it that we have to do? Do we put our hands and our head into the sand and say, no, we're not playing anymore? No, we have to stand up. This is football. This is maybe what is expected from us to take the next step. There's still World Cup qualifiers that we have to play on. And some of these young boys at this home base, Chan is coming out. We have to give them the chances. We have to build. We have to create capacity. We have to get to a place where we can actually have a good team of 20 players. That's probably also playing outside, and others that has the dream of going further. so that we can take Namibian football to the next one. But it is work. We're not gonna put our head in the sand and say, "Oh no, it's all bad." No, no, we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep on, be keeping on.
Locks, go ahead. After you, Chris comes in.
Yeah, good afternoon, Coach. Masamula Malaka from SABC. Coach, two things, two questions for you. Firstly, you have one of the top strikers in South Africa, Peter Shalvile, and one of the great players in your team. Unfortunately, still no goals after the games, as you said. And secondly, playing away without spectators. Do you think it also had some effect on the teams?
You know, the honest question is that we're privileged, we're proud of these players, the effort they put into playing for Namibia, representing Namibia, being ambassadors for Namibia, outside of the borders of Namibia. We're proud of them. And these players has got so much character and they've got this Namibian warmth that they actually are more than just soccer players here. They are role models. They are leading these boys off of the field, on the field. So we are proud of them and we wish them all the health, all the best with their clubs and future with their families and stuff. And the second one on us playing here without spectators. I can't emphasize it more that soccer and football is a game of emotions. Back in the day, in the Roman times, people will be in a Colosseum, and it will be fights, it will be emotion, it will be life and death, and it's a stage that you thrive on. It's not different with football. So we've been doing this now for a while. Maybe it's also the good Lord saying, "Hey, listen, Namibia, fix yourself, and then you will come." Because how else can you? We're African, eh? We believe in. We know there's a greater being, and there's a good Lord that is there for us. Maybe He's just saying, "Guys, we told you, we showed you, you have potential. You can do that, but maybe you have to jump over this, do this. Then I'll give you that." And then also to give to the last on my thought on that question is also that the strength of the crocodile is in the river. Take that crocodile out of the river, it doesn't have strength. He can probably do it for a few seconds, but he needs to go back into the water. So these are some of the circumstances that us as coaches can't. There's nothing we can do about it. And I'm also very well informed through my political leaders. We've got a good word that the leadership is busy trying to change the situation, and we just hope and we pray for their good health to take this decision through, because this crocodile needs to be in its river. It cannot stay this long out of the river. It will die, and we need to save it by putting it into the water in its river.
Thank you, Coach. Chris?
Yeah, from this guy, I think answered, but maybe looking forward, what type of a game would you expect from Bali this season?
You know, I'm actually not really that far, because I'm still on trying to work this out, how you can have 9 chances and playing on 1 goal, not scoring a goal. So what I know is that we're going to look through that tonight. We're going to see what is it that we did not so good, what is it that we did good, what is it that we can do better, and work out a strategy on how we can come back and then take 3 points from the Warriors out of Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
Keep in mind, Namibia and Zimbabwe face each other yet again on Monday, and hopefully for Namibia's sake, the result is different. We're going to take a quick break before we return to zoom in on some pool.
Neo Paints is proud to call Namibia home. For more than 70 years, Neo Paints has been inspired by this country's natural colors and beauty to produce the wide variety of trusted quality paints we have become known for. Proudly Namibian by nature, Neo Paints has over the years involved itself in several key projects across the nation, bringing lasting beauty, premium paints to liven up both indoor and outdoor environments. As durable as the Namib Desert, Neo Paints has stood the test of time through all weather conditions, leaving a lasting impression on the hearts and the minds of all Namibians. Neo Paints Namibia, a coat of excellence.
The Namibia Pool and Billiards Federation has embarked on a journey to promote the growth of the sport in the country. Public Relations Officer of the Federation, Charmaine Kotze, believes there is potential for the sport to become one of the most popular fraternities in the country. Now, she is adamant that the sport is transitioning from being regarded solely as a social activity to being recognized as a leading and productive discipline. Kotze further encourages those who play the sport or have an interest in it to keep an eye on their social media platforms. Here she is talking to Jesse Jackson Kauraitha about Pool Billiards in Namibia. And after that, Arrie will sign us off with Globetrotting. From me, Hashim Berry. See you next week.
The sport rep is joined, that is by Charmaine Kotze, Public Relations Officer of the Namibia Pool and Billiards Federation. I'm sure many Namibians will be aware or are familiar with pool and all those stuff. But I'm joined by Charmaine here. Welcome to the sport rep, Charmaine.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here and talk about something that I personally enjoy and love.
Wonderful stuff there. Speaking of pool and billiards, Charmaine, can you just explain what the Federation does and what it is about?
Okay, basically the Federation, we as a group, we are currently 6 in a group, and we were chosen by our fellow players in order to ensure that pool is run correctly and that pool gets seen as a legitimate sport in Namibia. I mean, a lot of people see it as only a place for people to hang out at bars, but no one really knows how much you need to use your brain. And I mean, it's a very tactic game. It's a very tactic sport. So we are there to ensure that Namibia sees us, hears us, and take us forward, so that we can come onto the level of which South Africa is now.
Yes, definitely. South Africa, many would attest to that, that it is at a very advanced level in terms of pool and all of that. How has the response been from the general public and everyone involved, and in terms of the Sports Commission, the support and all?
So far, we've had, for the last 5 months now, we've had the MBBF League. So far, it's been going very well. Everyone is enjoying it. We are currently coming to an end with the MBBF League, but they are starting to work out. We are starting to work out, our league administrator at least, starting to work out regarding the rankings for individuals as well as the rankings of teams. So pool has grown a lot. I mean, I started 2 years back, and what it used to be and what it is now, people are really starting to see pool as a sport
that needs to be definitely put up there with the other sports, of course. So definitely there are a lot of plans coming up, as you said, a lot of administration work still to be done in order to make sure that you are at that level that you want to be, and you, as you stated there, so far everything is going well. What has been some of the challenges?
Okay, so a couple of things that we as a group have been working on as the committee. We are working towards a referee training session, which will start on the 28th of November. First level, second level, and third level. Obviously, the first level is for beginners, and if you have done the first level already, you can continue on to the second and the third level. Then we are also working on Champ of Champs, which will then take place on the 29th and the 30th of November. We are still working on venues for that because, as you know, we are coastal bound as well. So it's Windhoek, there's a couple of clubs. Coastal is, there's a lot of other towns growing pool as well now. So, I mean, this year we are, it's Swakopmund, it is Windhoek, it is Walvis Bay. So it's Gebabas as well. We want to grow it even more, so we're looking towards Reebot as well. Because there's a couple of people that play pool from Reebot, but they have the tendency to come in most now, or they have to come in.
Yeah, they have to come
Not the tendency, but they have to come in. But we're working towards that as well. Because I mean, you would like to play your sport, and you would just like to enjoy it and not stress about driving that far.
Yes, definitely. As you said, have you guys been involved in international competitions so far?
Last year, yes. There was a group who traveled to SA or South Africa. I'm not completely sure how they did on that side, but as far as I'm concerned, they did very well. They're a group of 7. So it's 7 ladies and 7 men. They are still currently part of the Namibian team, but they are really a force to be reckoned with. They are, and they've been growing ever since last year. I've played a couple of games against the ladies. The other night I was like, sure. Some work to do.
Competition. Well, I think pool is quite an interesting thing. I mean, many that have grown up in the townships and all that is a game. Like you said, it's people took it for fun, and the fact that it's becoming more of something that is a sport that can actually also generate income for families and stuff like that. Apart from the plans that you have outlined here, what is the future outlook, the general future outlook of it? Where do you guys want to see yourselves, let's say, for in the next 5 to 10 years?
I personally myself, because I enjoy it so much, and I know there's a couple of people who spoke to me about what they see for the future of pool as well, is we really want to grow it in such a way that, I mean, this year we are 156 players.
Wow.
And we want to grow it past 200, and we want to start sending teams more on a regular basis to South Africa, because like I said, they are on a whole different level than we are. So if we can get to that level, then we can start hosting South Africa, bringing them here, letting them play a league against us on this side. So we want to start doing that, or I really want pool to go
to that level.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first from the UEFA Nations Cup, and it was a big game that was played at the Wembley Stadium, and it was Greece, the visitors, that beat England. A bit of a surprise, or a big surprise. They beat them by 2-1 in London. And not a good result for Lee Carsley. He's the interim coach of England. But England have another game to play on Sunday again. They play against Finland. That would be a away game, but Finland also not in good form at the moment. They lost an away game to Northern Ireland, and that score was 2-1. Another game played in the Nations Cup was France that beat Israel by 4-1. That game was played at a neutral ground, and that game was played in Poland. And also a big game, it was Italy versus Belgium, two of the best teams in the world. It was Italy and Belgium that played to a 2-2 draw. That game was played in Italy. And Saturday, 2 games to look forward to. It is Spain that will play against Denmark, and also Serbia that will play against Switzerland. Moving on to cricket news, it is Test cricket. It is England that achieved a remarkable Test win against Pakistan, but they beat Pakistan by an innings and 47 runs, and it didn't look likely after the first 2 innings. It was Pakistan batting first, scoring lots of runs, 556 in their first innings, Masood 151, but they still lost the Test from that position. It was England that amassed a massive 823 for the loss of 7 wickets in their first innings. Harry Brooks scoring 317, and then it was the big player for England. His name is Joe Root. Joe Root scored also 262, became England's Test cricketer with the most runs ever. In the end, it was Jack Leach, the spinner for England, that did the damage in the second innings for Pakistan. Pakistan bowled out for 220 in their second innings, England winning by an innings and 47 runs. To close off today's international sports news, it is tennis news. It is the Shanghai Masters that continue. A big shock also there in the quarterfinals, or a big surprise in the quarterfinals. It was Thomas Maschak. He beat the number 2 player in the world, that is Carlos Alcaraz, and he beat him by 7-6 and 7-5. So he will play in the semi-final against the number 1 seed, Yannick Sinner. Other players are still in the tournament that plays in the quarterfinals that will likely play in the semi-finals is number 4 seed Novak Djokovic and also is number 7 seed Taylor Fritz. Both of them still in the tournament. That is the Shanghai Masters that continue. All the top players in the world played, the men's players in the world played in this tournament. Number 1 seed Yannick Sinner and the number 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz in that tournament. The final will be played on Sunday. That's international sports news for today. Hope it's a great sport day and sport weekend, and we talk international sport again on Monday. Goodbye.